Hi, my name is Jennifer Shannon, and I wanted to go ahead and talk to you today about my math classes. So this year I'm teaching 6th grade math and 8th grade math, and this is my third year here at Daegu Middle High School. Just a little background on myself. I have a bachelor's degree and a master's degree from University of South Florida, and I have also taught AVID here at Daegu Middle High School, and I continue to work with students with the AVID program. This is my 21st year of teaching, and I've also taught in other schools in Dodia, both in Japan and in Germany. And I've also taught in the state of Washington, but most of my teaching before I started teaching for Dodia was in Tampa. I do have family. They are all in the States right now. But because I was born and raised in Tampa, we still have a house there. And my two daughters are both doing virtual college right now there in Florida. We do have some dogs. One is in Tampa with the girls, and two of them are here in Korea with me. So a little bit about our class. Okay, I'm going to show you some information about the syllabi. So for both my Math 6 and my Math 8 course, my teacher contact information is the same, and I always want people to reach out for me, and especially the students, because they're going to be usually the ones who know that they're, facing some trouble first. So I like for the students to reach out to me on Google Hangouts if it's something quick. A lot of times we can just, back and forth chat and get some questions answered. But we can always set up appointments on Google Meets if we need to go into more depth into anything. All class assignments for 6th grade and 8th grade are posted on my Google Classroom, and that will continue even though we go back eventually, hopefully, to face-to-face learning at school. And that's also something that parents have access to as far as being able to keep up with what the assignments are. So some other things that are true for both courses is my expectation. My expectation is just, keep the lines of communication open, especially between students and myself. I will try and get back to you as soon as possible. If you don't hear back from me within, a day or so, please feel free to message me again, though. Students are expected to always check Google Classroom, no matter what mode of instruction we're doing. That's always going to have up-to-date information or any changes. Like if we are at school, sometimes something happens before the end of the day and I need to go ahead and give them some instructions. Maybe they don't need to do that assignment because of some change or issue that's coming up at school. If there's a tech issue that anybody needs help with, they can message me, especially like on Google Hangouts. Sometimes they lock themselves out of their password for Google, and I might be able to go ahead and get that reset for them pretty fast. With online instruction, the Google Meets that we do twice a week for the students are usually going to be time for us to review together and them to ask questions. But at the same time, they are getting the learning. It's just the learning I'm doing in a pre-recorded manner, and that's going to be given to them in their digital interactive notebook, and it's archived on YouTube so that they can always go back to any lesson that they want to see. In 6th grade, so one of the things that is different is what we're learning about. So in 6th grade, ratios and proportionality is the big focus, and we do the early look at expressions and equations. So we're starting to talk about that technical language of algebra in 6th grade. Doing a little bit of graphing, but not much. We do have some geometry that we do in the second semester, but our focus is not geometry for the whole entire year. And that geometry that we do, we go back and we integrate some of that algebra learning that we have done in that ratio and proportionality. And then we end the year with a little bit of statistics. Now, one of the things that we all worry about as parents is grades. And so our quarterly grades are going to be half from what we call formative assessments and half from what we call summative. So formative assessments is just the stuff that we're doing every day that's building our learning capacity. So for us, that's going to be what we're doing in our interactive notebook. It's going to be what, you think of as like a traditional math assignment, like doing some practice problems. However, how they're delivered might be a little bit different depending on where we are in terms of the learning experience occurring. Summative assessments, though, then are just your, what you would think of as a quiz or a test. However, those are going to be farther and further in between each other and not have as many. So you'll see that they have a lot of formative assessment grades, but they're going to have probably only 3 or 4, maybe 5 summative grades for the quarter. And so it's very important that they prepare. We always will have a review each time we have a quiz or a test, that they have gone through their notebook and they've looked at lessons before. They've asked for help if they need help. There's times we can set up Google Meets and that are outside of our meeting day so that we can go ahead and get that extra help for students if they are needed. If they do have some need to get their grade up because they just weren't prepared for that quiz, or they have been doing something that they just haven't been getting their work done. If you look in the syllabus, there is information there, and I do go over this with the students as well, about how they can get their grades up. For 8th grade, one key difference for them would be what they are doing in their learning, because 8th grade is all about getting ready for algebra. So it's really, in essence, a pre-algebra course. So we are starting off the year already with exponents and scientific notation. And then we're going to, even though it looks like some geometry stuff where it says congruence and similarity, we are going to actually doing stuff with integrating algebra into there. And so we're going to be building on what we've learned in 7th grade. And the focus for all of 2nd semester is going to be algebra. A lot of it is stuff that they is building on their knowledge from previous courses, but we know that everybody had different situations last year, so we will go back and fill in any holes that we find, but still get the students ready for Algebra 1. If you have any questions at any time, please remember to contact me. Both of my emails are here. This one is probably the one that I look at the most because I can get it at home, whereas the one that has just the @dodea.edu is the one I have to access through my work computer. Students, I like, again, Google Hangouts is the best way for them to reach me very fast, but if we need to set something up, or they have a little bit of a longer question that they need a better answer, a more thought out answer for, they can just go ahead and email me at my @student.dodea.edu, which is my Google email. And just remember, keep checking Google Classroom. Everything that you need to know about the class, the syllabus is there, daily assignments are there, when we're meeting is there, any changes that are made from between when I talk to the students to when something is going to affect them is occurring is always going to be updated there in Google Classroom. And most of all, thank you for taking your time to listen to me, and I am looking forward to meeting you in person.